What do you get when you get a good group of mates together in Toolangi State Forest?
But I don't know about loose f***ing rock.
You get some tough tracks. Some spirited drives.
Started thinking that, yeah, nothing wrong can happen. I can't tip, I can't fall.
And even some breakages. Stay tuned to find out why this trip has been one of our best.
Holy shit! I'm getting in a safe spot and then I'm fucking getting out. That was insane.
Our first track of the day is Rocky Track. Some of you may remember that January last year I actually gave it my very first attempt. It was the first difficult track I have ever attempted to drive, and it got the better of me. Let's hope that round 2 I fare a little better.
Rightio. Fucking Rocky Track again. I'm nervous, very nervous. Last time I was here, it was insane. Bump it up, let's fucking go, girl. Come on, girl. Yeah, let's do this. Big hole.
That driver's wheel's in a bit of a run, so I was going to try and climb 2 things at once. I can see the back wanting to come up and the front wanting to come up, so there's like a tier. You get what I mean?
Yeah, mate, yeah. I think my bottom left's in a bit of a hole too, so we'll see how we go.
Just try maybe a little slight bit back and try to bump it, so like one momentum.
Girl! Up the big TB48! Let's go! Let's go all the way! Another bit of a rock step, come on! Ah! Woo! No, let's go left dog line. Holy shit! I'm getting in a safe spot and then I'm fucking getting out. That was insane. I drove fucking Rocky. Oh, I said I'd do it and I fucking done it. Holy fuck. Yes!
Up next was Big Dog Pete. This was his first time driving Rocky Track, and something tells me he's not gonna have an issue. I think it's safe to say Peter was pretty confident going into this drive. Let's see what he has to say. Bloody hell, Pete, one hell of a drive. How do you think you went?
Oh, I tell you what, you wouldn't read about it,
No,
mate.
you bloody
It
wouldn't.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
Got a bit gnarly, but the old girl pushed through it. So,
Yeah. No,
I'm
it
pretty
was a
happy with that.
fair effort. Fair effort.
Bloody oath.
So I think we head down now, put some max tracks in place for Cripple and see how he goes getting up here.
Yep.
It'll be interesting, bit of a
Touch
challenge.
wood?
Yeah.
No, she'll be
Yeah.
right. She'll be right.
No, you'll be right. We'll get you up, Crips.
Alrighty.
get to
Let's
it.
get to it.
Cripple was up next in his Hippo 105. Pretty keen to see how he goes on this track, as it's the hardest thing he's had to drive so far.
I'm all clear for that, ready to roll.
Yeah, mate, you're good to come up.
Alright. Hopefully that was my rear hit.
Nice and controlled, Cripple!
Watch this rocket, I don't want to slide out. Get into it.
That's it. Keep going. You're doing good, mate. Keep it going. A little bit right hand down, yep. Yep, good shit, mate, good shit. Keep it going. Holy shit. Right, back, straighten your wheel. Right hand down, brother, right hand down, and stop. Keep going a little bit back. Little bit. Okay, stop there. Chuck it in first gear. Hold your foot on the brake and slightly accelerate. Stall it up and then accelerate. But don't go nutty. Don't. Yeah. So stall up the power. Yeah, go. Keep it going. After Cripple's decent attempt at the first half of the climb, he was feeling confident enough to tackle the centre of Rocky, to tackle the big boy line, but due to his smaller tyres and lower ground clearance, it just wasn't possible. He wasn't able to reach the main obstacle, so we sent him around the B line, and with the assistance of some max tracks and other four-wheel drivers on the track, we managed to get him up without issue. That's it, you're out of your hole. Keep going, Crip.
So, taking the B line through Rocky, pretty much had to even struggle getting up the B line in this pretty much as it was. I think one of the future is definitely going to be like muddies, because like all terrains for this ain't f***ing cutting it. And pretty much I need so much more f***ing experience more than anything. I really think it does actually come down to this, just experience, but alright.
Oh well, Cripple, you gave it a red hot crack, and that's all we can ask of you, eh? Your vehicle can only take you so far. I reckon with a little bit more lift and a little bit more aggressive tyres, and you'll have Rocky in the bag. For now, however, it is time to head out and go link up with a couple of other mates waiting just down the road. Not too far into not much help track, we found this little section of mud. It wasn't too much of a challenge, but it really did get the blood flowing. Up the pad! Is that mine? After that little bit of excitement, we were soon back into it.
Right, here we are, not much help track. We've got 3 bog holes. We've got 2 cars through so far, but we've got a padge to get through.
Oh yeah. So we're 3 bog holes, a couple of cars have already been through. I think the bloke's trying to determine where to send the padge. Let's do this. Let's get the padge going, Corgi. Now keep in mind, this is Corgi's second time taking the big padge off-road, so he was still very cautious behind the wheel. And I don't blame him, considering that large route poking out of that left bank there. I wouldn't want to dint my panel second time out either. With the rest of the blokes making that center line look way too easy, I thought I would challenge myself and Tyson and take the big boy line.
Come across this bog hole on not much help track. All the boys went the center line, but I'm going to try and do the big boy line. Got the snatch ready to go and Peter all hooked up. So we'll see how it goes.
Fuck. No. Fucking Christ.
I don't know, it might be too deep.
This bog hole was indeed too deep, so we just backed on out and went around like the rest of the fellas onto the next obstacle.
Alright, so we're coming to the end of not much help track. We do have 4 tracks in total to choose from, but the far left one's been blocked off. It looks real gnarly. So I'm gonna go up the center here, try and drive up this vertical wall. Yeah, had a bit of Dutch courage, selected the line, and gonna give it a red hot crack, I reckon.
Good start.
That's fucking soft.
It's not a good start. Fucking swish slosh.
Is that tyre on the bead? Passenger left, I might have done a bead. Yeah. Passenger left tyre. Right. Is it on the wheel? Passenger rear.
You popped it off, just slightly though.
Passenger front. Oh.
It's off the bead. The only thing keeping the air in is the muck and mud.
Yeah, well, can we get me on the winch
Yeah.
so we can inflate it? Righto. Fair crack.
Now I know it doesn't look like it, but my passenger side front tyre actually did do a bead. So after a little winch, Tyson and I managed to clean the bead and get the tyre to seat correctly, and then we're good to go. Now it's Peter's turn to show us all how it's done.
Come on, Peter!
Oh, came prepared.
What was the technique?
Hey?
What's the technique?
Just creep up to it and
Creep
give
up
it
and then
some gentle.
give it plant
Now Cripple was keen to give this obstacle a shot too, but because he was a lot lower than Peter and I, he bellied out on the ruts pretty much straight away. Gave him a quick snatch backwards and sent the last three boys around the right hand side.
Here you go, B105.
Nice and slow. Yeah, you're right, mate. You got plenty of room. Fuck me.
Now that everyone was through, not much help track, it was time to get to camp, have a few beers, and tell a story or two about the Annapurna.
Rightio, day 2. Had a bit of an early night last night, so we didn't do a night run like we wanted to, but that's alright. Here on Downey Spur, about to give a few bog holes. Bit of a shot. Had some luck yesterday. I've done this bog hole before, so I don't see why it should be any different. Got about a foot of mud on there, solid base, so I'm not too concerned. Let's get to it. Yeah, fucking bog hole number 1. Let's give her a shot, eh? See how the new LSD goes in a bit of water.
Yummy.
Get water in?
Yeah.
I didn't. It's on my feet just now.
Bump it up right. Like that.
That was a fun little step towards the end of that bog hole, I tell you what. Now once we drained all the water from the doors, we decided we'd go give Vic Range a crack. Not without having a little bit of fun on the way there first. But as usual, all good things must come to an end. And that's exactly what's happened. Whilst on our way to Vic Range track, I noticed a very high-pitched squealing coming from the front end of my vehicle. I figured maybe a bit of rock or stick got stuck up behind one of the pulleys in my motor. Sadly, it wasn't that simple. Whilst looking over the car, I noticed the alternator was full of mud and sticks, which you could expect from doing bog hole after bog hole. But while diagnosing the vehicle, it also threw an engine light, which concerned me. But this isn't the first time it has happened, so I think I know how to fix it.
So we finally got the bloody alternator out, and as you can see, she is full of gunk. I'm going to give it a really good clean, may even try and pull the external housing off, but I'm not sure. Depends how in depth I want to go. See how I feel in the moment, I guess, but yeah. Try and get it fixed. Try and get it clean. So we've just deconstructed the casing on the alternator just to get a better look, give it a real good clean out, and I have begun to notice, well I have noticed, this bearing itself is cactus. I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Ready? This bearing is rooted, and you can see the housing or bush around the outside. It's completely shot. So I'm probably definitely in need for a new alternator. Whether I've done that today or this happened, you know, over the course of 360,000 Ks, I'm not sure. Because all these bolts were, I mean, they were pretty much seized on. So she's been on there a while. At least I figured the issue out, gave it a good clean. I'm happy with a little bit of bearing noise. I can put up with bearing noise until I get a new one. Clean, chuck it back together, and then move on to the O2 sensors, I reckon. Rightio. I think we're all set. Alternator's back in, nice and clean. I've already taken the O2 sensor plugs out, gave them a good clean, good blowout. I think we're ready to start, I hope.
There's probably going to be a little bit of noise, a little bit of bearing noise, but I'm not too concerned about that as long as it's not grinding like it was when we pulled over. Should be all sweet. Give her a crack. Sounds a hell of a lot better, but it is still making that bearing noise, like I said. So I did think a new alternator is definitely on the cards. This is out of limp home mode, so we'll be able to get home. Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, that was Toolangi again. But don't you worry, I'm sure you'll see us back here. No, it was a good trip. I'm so glad that I ended up driving Rocky. It was definitely a goal I set out to accomplish, and I did. So I do feel good about myself. Now I know a lot of people do drive it, it's just a little personal thing for myself. As far as the car goes, she definitely needs a new alternator. You saw the bearing. But that's it. I mean, I just cleaned out the O2 sensors and that cleared the limp home mode, no engine light, no nothing. Touch wood, it's driving okay. Touch wood. Nah, we'll get her home. We'll fix her up. She'll be back better than ever. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. How wide am I?
So that's the track done. That's the track.
And I went up the left. I need to sit down. Oh. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Like a gazelle.
Like a gazelle.
Like a gazelle.
If anything, just for time and light, take out the front. No way! No!
Oh.
That's still going. I haven't reached the bottom yet. I hope it's near. Fuck, look at that.
Get to it. Dust.
Because I was walking, I was like, oh, right, and you look, oh no, this is mine. I was like, oh, fuck.